Hello and welcome to Dateline South West, a show on NDTV which gets you news and its analysis from south and the west of the country. I am Radhika Iyer and we come to you from Bangalore. Chief Minister Siddaramiah believes that he will get a ticket to heaven after launching what he calls his pet scheme, 1 rupee a kg rice. That is going to cost Karnataka 4,400 crore rupees every single year, of course, from the taxpayers' fund. But before we go into the details of this very scheme, let me go across to Miloni Bhatt, my colleague in Mumbai. Hi Miloni, are the taxpayers in Mumbai too feeling where their money is going?
Well, Radhika, let me tell you the kind of money we are talking about. 300 crores in the last 5 years just to fill potholes on Mumbai streets. 50 crore rupees allocated this year. Now, we would imagine in Mumbai that even if we filled our money into all these potholes, they should get fixed. But have those craters disappeared? No. You'll still find them on Mumbai streets. Not to talk about landslides, which have killed 5 people. And then what happens to all this noise about development? For instance, in Pune, people have come out massively against the development plan which has been proposed by the civic administration, which they say is tilted greatly against the Aam Aadmi, and it is meant to appease perhaps just the builder lobby. So what happens to all these politicians who are supposed to protect our interests and take care of taxpayers' money, ensure that it's spent wisely? Well, they actually do away with stuff bought from our own hard-earned taxpayers' money. All that and more, but just in a little bit.
All right, 1 rupee a kg of rice, up to 30 kgs for every BPL family in Karnataka. It is a massive scheme. Many among the common man, many in the corporate sector and of course the opposition believes that this particular launch of the scheme just ahead of the Lok Sabha polls is a political masterstroke by the Congress. But let's keep the money apart. Let's keep the politics aside. How is this scheme going to affect you and me? Well, the answer is in a big way. Siddaramiah collects the first 30 rupees in exchange of 30 kgs of rice he gave away to Kala from Hospet in Karnataka, a below poverty line card holder. The Karnataka government has launched Anna Bhagya scheme where BPL families get up to 30 kgs of rice at 1 rupee per kg. This would cost the state exchequer more than 4,400 crore rupees a year.
ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ದುಡ್ಡಾಯಿತು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬಡವರಿಗೆ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದಂತ ವಿಚಾರ.
Chinnamma, who lives in Bangalore's Ejipura slum, was buying rice at 3 rupees a kg before. Now that has been brought down to 1 rupee. She is happy, however doubts the longevity of the scheme.
Some genuine BPL holders who have to get BPL card, that also not fulfilled by the previous government. Even that lapses is continuing now in this government also.
There are more than 97 lakh BPL ration card holders in Karnataka alone. The centre's right to food scheme is meant to cover many more such families and term them as beneficiaries. If and when that scheme comes to be implemented, it only means that the state government can procure the same amount of rice for much less price. It does not, however, mean that the Congress government's claim that Karnataka will become malnourishment free is true. Radhika Iyer with DM Kumar in Bangalore for NDTV. The farmers want to sow crops which are in demand, and for some reason rice back in villages is seen as a symbol of prosperity as opposed to ragi and other millets which are seen as the poor man's food. But ragi is much more nutritious than rice, particularly the white polished rice, and Karnataka is the largest producer of ragi in the country. But ragi, jowar and other millets, the cultivation has been on a drastic decline from the last decade. Will schemes like this one and also the right to food scheme which the centre is trying to push change the cropping pattern in India? I spoke to the man in charge in Karnataka, the Agriculture Minister, a short while ago.
The availability of minor millets, especially ragi and jowar, and then if the government procures it in a large volume, what will be its impact on the normal consumers of these products? Their food security should not get affected because the government starts procuring, and government being a big buyer, if it enters the market, it can create volatility in the market.
There were close to 60 varieties of millets that were grown and consumed in Karnataka alone until not too long ago. No wonder then that our grandparents were so fit, healthy and active. But it seems that the younger generation is consuming more and more of rice and of course wheat, which is slightly better. Rice, we of course mean the white and the polished rice, which does not give as much nutrition as millets do. But it seems that millets are under a serious threat, almost at a stage of disappearance. Ironically, in a place like India, which has seen the highest production of millets as compared to anywhere else in the world. I have with me Mr. Krishna Prasad, who is popular as the seed man of Karnataka, also an advocate of organic food. Do you see schemes like this one and of course other schemes which, according to agricultural experts, is termed as faulty, pushing ragi and jawar completely out of the field?
Karnataka is the land of millet diversity, many varieties. This kind of schemes not only pushing ragi and jawar, many other minor millets like a kodo millet, foxtail millet, little millet, brown top millet,
Pearl millet.
rose millet,
Yes.
pearl millet, many other minor millets also.